Indonesia is this wild, unbelievable place that honestly shouldn't even be here, the way it is like picture. 17,000 islands just tossed across the equator, sitting right on top of the craziest spot on Earth, where all these massive tectonic plates smash into each other nonstop, creating the ring of fire that's got more volcanoes than anywhere else, over 130 of them puffing smoke and rumbling like angry gods every single day, spitting out lava flows and ash clouds that could bury whole towns in hours. But instead of everything being a smoking ruin, it's this explosion of green jungles, blue lagoons, and rice fields that stretch forever, all fed by that same volcanic dirt that's so rich it grows crops like crazy, even after eruptions wipe out villages. Think about how it all started. Way back when the world was locked in Ice Age grip, there was this huge chunk of land called the Sunda Shelf, a giant tropical continent, stretching from Vietnam down through what is now Indonesia, full of rivers, forests, packed with tigers and elephants, and early humans wandering around hunting pigs and picking fruits. But then around 12,000 years ago, the glaciers melted, sea levels shot up over 300 feet, drowning almost everything, so that today, these islands are just the tips of those old mountains poking out of the ocean, survivors of a massive flood that reshaped the whole map. And the Earth wasn't done yet, because right after that, the plates started grinding harder, pushing up new land from the depths while tearing other bits apart. Take Lake Toba on Sumatra. It looks so peaceful now, this huge crater lake ringed by mountains. But 74,000 years ago, it blew its top in a super volcano blast, 1,000 times bigger than Mount St. Helens, shooting 2,800 cubic kilometers of ash into the sky, cooling the planet by 3 to 5 degrees for years, causing famines everywhere and nearly wiping out humanity down to maybe 3,000 to 10,000 people. Breeding in Africa, a genetic bottleneck we can still see in our DNA today. Yet somehow folks came back, repopulated those islands, and turned the fertile aftermath into home. Or Mount Tambora in 1815, that thing roared so loud it was heard 1,600 miles away in Sumatra, blasted 150 cubic kilometers of rock and ash, killed 71,000 directly, and tens of thousands more from the global year without a summer, where snow fell in June in New England, crops failed across Europe leading to riots, and skies turned red in Virginia from the sulfur haze. Imagine living through that. Crops dying, rivers freezing in July, but Indonesians rebuilt on the slopes anyway, because that ash makes soil black and nutrient-packed, perfect for coffee, rice, and veggies that feed millions. And it's not just big bangs. The land's always moving in sneaky ways too, like at Bledug Ku on Java, where mud volcanoes burp and hiss constantly, pushing up ancient ocean sediments from miles deep, turning the ground into this bubbling lunar badlands, where the Earth literally breathes and shifts without a quake, slow-motion creation right in front of you. Or those three-colored lakes on Mount Kelimutu in Flores, turquoise, green, and blood red, changing colors every few months because of bubbling minerals and gases from the magma chamber below. Locals say they're homes for souls of the dead, young ones in turquoise, old in black, evil in red. And standing there at dawn, when mist rolls off them, you get why myths stick around. Flores itself is nuts for evolution cut off by deep seas. It became this weird lab where dwarfism ruled because of limited food, so you had Homo floresiensis, these hobbit humans only 3 feet tall with brains the size of chimps, using stone tools and hunting tiny elephants until maybe 50,000 years ago when modern humans showed up, and still today Komodo dragons roam. Real monsters up to 10 feet long with venom that stops blood clotting and bacteria so nasty it rots flesh from the inside. These pack-hunting lizards that can take down water buffalo by tearing bites and waiting days for infection to finish the job evolved in isolation to ignore size limits, sharing the island with deer and monkeys like some lost Jurassic Park scene. But here's the real mind-blower. Early people didn't run from all this chaos, they leaned into it, built right on top of it, like in Sulawesi, caves where 45,000 years ago artists painted full scenes of pig hunts with half-human hunters, the oldest storytelling art we know, not just handprints but narratives on walls deep underground, lit by flickering torches, myths born in the dark. Fast forward to Bada Valley in Sulawesi, these massive megalithic statues scattered like giants half buried, faces eroded smooth over millennia, tilted like they're listening to the earth rumble. No one knows who carved them, or why, maybe ancestors or warnings from gods. And in Bena village on Flores, stone altars from before history sit next to tall thatched houses where families still do rituals unchanged for centuries. Pigs sacrificed on platforms while smoke from cooking fires mixes with volcano haze. Tanah Lot Temple off Bali's coast clings to a rock spire that waves crash against, only walkable at low tide across a slick path, dedicated to sea gods by a 15th century priest who made snakes from his scarf to prove his power, and now it floats like a mirage at high tide, crowds praying as surfers paddle out nearby. Then Gunung Padang on Java, huge terraces climbing a hill in perfect steps. Some say core samples show layers 20,000 years old, older than anything, built by people dragging stones up 200-300 feet elevation in prehistoric times, defying all logic right next to steaming vents. Nothing tops Borobudur though, this massive Buddhist pyramid from the 800s AD, 9 levels of 2 million andesite blocks, hand-carved and hauled up without wheels or iron tools, laid out like a cosmic mountain leading to enlightenment. Walls covered in 2,600 panels showing Buddha's life, demons, shipwrecks, all while Mount Merapi smoked across the plain. This volcano that's erupted dozens of times since, burying the site in ash until 1814 when a Brit stumbled on it under jungle. Now it's UNESCO with stupas on top where bells chime in the wind, thousands of lanterns lighting it for Buddha's birthday, turning stone into glowing mandala. Right nearby, Prambanan's Hindu towers from the same era but rival kingdom, slim spires for Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, carved reliefs of the Ramayana epics where gods battle demons, facing Merapi head-on like a dare, abandoned around 1000 AD, maybe from eruptions or wars. Rediscovered overgrown, now dancers perform legends at full moon, with gamelan music echoing off the ruins. On Java's Ding Plateau, sulfur pools bubble green poison next to floating temples like Arsuna, built on a lake that was a volcano crater, priests paddling offerings across acidic water while tourists smack pics, the air thick with fumes that sting your eyes. People live this edge every day, like Bali's Subak rice terraces, thousands of square kilometers of glowing green steps down volcano sides, water shared by temple priests who decide planting times based on rituals and rain, families wading barefoot in mud from dawn 3 generations, planting seedlings in sink, no machines. Just hands and chance, this system from 9th century that balances ecology, culture, and community so well. UNESCO protects it. 500,000 Balinese still following Subek laws called a wig that fine you for wasting water or missing ceremonies. In Kawa Island, East Java, miners climb into the crater before sunrise, past blue flames, actual electric blue fire, from burning sulfur hotter than copper melts. The only place on Earth like it, down to acid lakes that'd dissolve your boots, hacking off yellow blocks heavier than their body weight, bamboo baskets on backs, wet rags over faces against gas that burns lungs, hauling up 200 steps 3 times a day for pennies per kilo, turning hell into cash for families. These guys look like ghosts emerging from the pit, backs broken by 30, but proud as legends. Villages everywhere hugged danger. Wairaya on Merapi's flanks, folks reading the mountain's mood by steam color, bird silence, ground shakes, evacuating cows before people sometimes. Floating homes in South Kalimantan bob on rivers that flood yearly, markets by canoe, kids swimming between houses. Banakan divers off North Sulawesi swim with reef sharks over coral gardens built on submerged volcanoes. Gili Islands near Lombok, no cars, just bikes and horse carts on white sand, turtles everywhere, underwater statues for snorkelers to find. Sambas Ratingaro with towering thatch roofs around megalith tombs, ceremonies unchanged. Flores Way Rebo, up a 3-hour jungle hike, 7 cone houses in clouds, no roads, pure tradition. Jakarta sinking 25 centimeters a year from groundwater pumping. North End already 4 meters below sea. 10 million people building walls and stilts anyway. Traffic jams on vanishing land. Then the big tests hit. December 26, 2004, Indian Ocean quake 9.1 to 9.3, biggest ever recorded. Sumatra Fault ruptures 1,200 kilometers. Waves up to 50 meters smash Aceh, pulling ocean out first, then slamming back. Boats on rooftops. 230,000 dead worldwide, but 170,000 in Indonesia alone. Towns like Banda Aceh gone in minutes. Kids playing on beach, seeing fish flop on mud before the roar. Survivors clinging to palms or running uphill on instinct. Mass graves for weeks, but within months mosques reopened. Villages rebuilt stronger with tsunami walls and mangrove forests planted as barriers. 2010, Merapi goes nuts. Pyroclastic flows race 10 miles at 100 kilometers per hour, burning 353 dead, but early warnings save thousands. Ash falls like snow for days. Sinabung wakes 2010 after 400 years dormant. Months of blasts empty villages mid-meal, schools silent under Lahore mud. 2018 Palu quake, 7.5 triggers tsunami and soil liquefaction, sucking houses into sinkholes, 4,000 dead. Lombok 2018 quakes level homes. Krakatoa 2018 tsunami from underwater slide kills 430. Decade of hell. Yet no mass exodus, people return, rebuild with seismographs, apps for alerts, community drills. Instead, boom time. Tourism skyrockets post-disasters. Bali becomes magnet with Mount Agung's temples like Besaki, Bali's mother temple on lava slopes. Thousands climb for ceremonies while buses park below. Lempiang's gates of heaven frame Agung perfectly for selfies. Priests pray yards away. Waterfalls like Sikumpul, Gitgit, Teganungan mix rituals and swims, locals bathing sacred while influencers pose. Adud's monkey forest has cheeky macaques stealing glasses as guardians. Kakak dances nightly, with 100 men chanting, "Kak, kak," stomping fire-lit circle retelling Ramayana. Surf spots like Uluwatu over reefs from tectonics pull pros worldwide. Raja Ampat in West Papua hardest to reach, multiple flights and boats, holds richest reefs, mantis somersaulting in currents, sharks patrol drop-offs, corals in every color because distance keeps crowds away. Samba's hills roll gold like savanna, Wikuri beach cliffs turquoise, untouched by divs thanks to cyclones. Tanjung pudding orangutans swing primary jungle. Rehab centers teach babies to climb before release into swamps loggers can't touch. This is Indonesia's soul, turning curse into gift, ancient defiance into modern hustle, where volcanoes feed bellies and draw crowds, temples honor destroyers while selfies frame them, miners climb flames for family, farmers sink with gods in rain, and after waves erase coasts, folks paddle back stronger, proving life doesn't just survive the fire, it dances in it. Every island is a story of borrowed time made eternal.